All right. Where's your hood at? Did you leave it?
What?
Did you leave your hood somewhere?
No, it keeps flying out there. You want me to put it here?
Yeah, throw it on there real quick for the video.
No, don't throw it on. That way you can dog on.
Oh yeah, yeah, do honest review. I had to take the hood off because it keeps flying off. All right, we're here with Steve. He just picked up the new Can-Am Maverick R. And we are going to do a little first impression. It's his first trip out and first ride, first everything in this machine. What do you think about this so far?
It's a pretty good ride. It's light years ahead of the X3, if that's where you're coming from. It the power, the ability to go from Sport Plus. Well, Sport Plus is almost like your anti-lag mode. And it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's instant power. Getting, coming from a CVT, drive style to yeah, cool that you don't have to have a belt.
Yeah.
It's different when now you got to get used to shifting. Yeah, or you can throw it in auto mode and let it do its thing. But if you're an aggressive driver, you're going to be wanting to at least do a little bit of downshifting. But good crisp power.
Do you have any negatives?
One, fit and finish. At the end of the day, shit. A lot of plastic and the panels flying off.
Yep.
It's for as much as we pay in this day and age. $40,000 doesn't buy you very much anymore.
Yeah, that is true.
So,
that is true.
The suspension, the geometry of the suspension, coming from a Pro R, the geometry is awesome. For as ugly as it looks, it works. On the other half of the suspension, I got to give my hats off to Polaris. The Polaris Dynamics, having that right at your thumb, being able to switch through the different rides and having your X button, that I'm going to tip towards Polaris.
Now, is this the SMART-SHOX version?
This is the SMART-SHOX version. So you have, if you look inside the cab, you're going to go, wow, look at all these switches, look at all these controls. There's a lot. At first, it's overwhelming, but then all of a sudden you realize, once you start operating it, most of these switches are redundant. So you can switch it at the control panel. You can switch, you control things with the gear shifter. You can control at the touch screen. You can control at the steering wheel. I'm an analog guy, so I have a tendency to use the little push button.
Yep.
But there's some real neat factor. The coolest factor on this transmission, I've never seen it, never heard of it. Shift on the fly into four-wheel drive. Okay, that's cool. Shift on the fly into low and high range. You do not have to stop.
Really?
That is lights out. Huh. That is, if you want to say game changer, that is like, oh my gosh. So that is definitely, and it's unreal to even think of it, let alone experience it. Yeah, that is cool, and it's smooth.
You got another one?
It's hard to compare the Pro R to the Maverick R. Two different breeds, really close. Tip my hat to Can-Am on the power. Of course, with the tranny, you can put more power to the ground. And the suspension. If you're a BRP guy, this is your next ride.
Well, there you have it. We got an honest review from an honest guy who has both his Pro Rs over there. Absolutely loves it. Good machine. Two very different machines, all competing for the #1 spot. And
can't wait to get
we'll see.
paddles on the Maverick.
We'll see what Elliot can do here. Do something cool. What kind of paddles do you think you're going to run on that thing?
So currently I'm running scat diggers on my Pro R, and I'm either going to go with diggers or I'm going to go with STUs, and something comparable with lightweight but a big paddle.
Yep.
I tried to run Talons and the next paddle up, the Demons. It just didn't hold up. It's on the Pro R, and I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I definitely go bigger is better.
Yeah, these are the scat diggers, which are
on a stock Pro R, absolutely
very great. But
it might do just fine on the Maverick R, you know. But
yeah. Well, cool. Well, thank you, Steve.
Yeah, right, man.
Appreciate it. And there you have it. Honest review from an honest guy. And we'll do a walk around, kind of get more actual video of the car, and kind of go from there. You can take me for a ride at least?
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe we'll do that too then. All right. The hood keeps flying off, so we had to take that off. That's just kind of how it goes. Still got the push button. Have your park, low.
Park, neutral, low, manual. What's cool is here is that you can engage and disengage your low by using your shifter down here, just by holding it back. All your switches, engine, shock, steering, four-wheel drive lock, all that could also be controlled from here. So you go here and that scrolls, and you can touch screen and all that stuff. So
plenty of room. Steve, how tall are you?
6'2".
6'2", and he's got inches above his head. And the seats can still go down, can't they?
Yeah. They're in the. I think they're in the tall mode.
So you tall guys definitely. I'm 6 foot. I have plenty of room, even with a lower cage.
So right now we're in the Sport Plus mode. That's their anti-lag. We're in neutral, but the minute we get it into gear, we're going to pull it back into gear, and you're going to hear it misfire. So you hear the RPMs come up.
RPMs jumped up.
misfire.
Yep.
Then we'll put it back into.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it drops the RPMs down to about what, 1500?
We're at 1450.
And then when you go into Sport Plus, it raises it to
so right now
1800. And then when you put it in drive, it goes up to.
Now we go into Sport Plus. That's your anti-lag. We're at 2150.
Okay, yeah.
And we're in gear. The minute we go into neutral,
it shuts off.
It shuts that misfire mode off.
Well, what are your plans for this thing?
cage, paddles, wrap. I want to keep it. I've heavily modified my X3, and there's a lot of power in this thing, and trying to find that, you know, enough, but don't go too far, because I want to make it usable.
Yeah, because from what I've heard, it seems like they have a built motor almost,
dude,
from the factory, and it's just ready to throw more boost and tunes and everything.
I know they redesigned the 3-cylinder, and so right out of the gate is 240 horse. I know Evo's been playing with just tuning only and squeezing out an extra 20-30 horse.
Wow.
So that would be impressive, you know, when we get 1 or 2 years underneath our belt and we decide to go crazy and stupid.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
You know.
Well, thank you, Steve.
All right, man.
Appreciate it. How was it driving that, Elliot?
It was real nice.
He just took our friend Dennis's car out for the first. He got one on order.
Yeah.
And he has the dark red X3 there, but he's excited. He's got a
Smooth.
smile.
Smooth. No rut feel, no transition feel. It just completely smooth.
Well, he's excited too.
All right, I'm here with Devon. Finally get to ride in one of these things. That's a good first ride. Oh man, that was awesome. It's awesome. You can really hear that turbo.
Yeah, it's winded up on the anti-tank.
It's so sweet. Well, yeah, I figured now's probably a good time to, well, hopefully you're not looking right at the sun. Now's probably a good time to give you my first thoughts. Of course, it was a short ride, you know, just hopefully if it turned out right. You saw me cutting some cookies down here on the sand with Devon. Devon runs DB Motorsports, side-by-side shop in Albany, Oregon. Super cool dude. Sells a ton of parts, works on everything in the side-by-side world. Super great guy, so we're camping with him this weekend. Anyway, he brought this thing down. It's actually one of his buddies, and his buddy's like, hey, take it down. Brand spanking new. So far, so good. It cruises and feels pretty fast. I don't know, between like Vince's Pro R and one of these, it's really hard for me to say if it feels like this is any faster. Of course, it's on dirt tires in the sand. That has part to do with it. I feel like with the Pro R, since I haven't ridden them this much yet, the Pro R really made you feel like you wanted to do like anything. It gave you confidence beyond confidence. So that's part of that. I guess we'll see. I'm going to ride back from the beach up to our campground with Devon. So we'll get some whoop sections. We'll get a little bit of trail sections. We'll get a good little roundabout. Get a few miles in. So I will give you a little bit more update then. Besides that, fit and finish, like the seats feel nice. You know, the seat belts are a step up from a regular just car style seat belt, but they're not too bad. They're comfortable. Not as good as like a full-on 5 or 4 point aftermarket, but they work. All in all, it was a couple of super fun days with the two Maverick R's and riding in Vince's Turbo S and the other Can-Ams that were with us. I'm going to leave you just with a few short clips of a little bit more riding. Stay tuned, and I will upload a bunch of other riding footage that we have from the 2 days. Lots and lots of longer videos of the Maverick R's and ripping the dunes. So stay tuned, subscribe, like. Thanks for sticking around and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment if you want to see any other footage or with your feedback on this video. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good one.